Winning for RCB was the best moment for me in my life because I am connected to RCB since I was a kid. Been watching IPL from I don't know how many years now, but just like lifting that trophy for the first time felt like pure happiness and joy. I was just like a kid again. I felt like I was a kid again, and I just enjoyed that moment. Couple of years back, we were all sitting in our academy and we were all talking. I think WPL might happen. Me, my coach, Arjun sir, we were all talking about it. It might happen. So we need to get ready. We need to prepare you for performing at the elite level. I think last 3-4 years, the amount of hard work I have put in, I think it was all towards the WPL and then followed by India. Once the WPL was announced, they said 5 teams, but I really didn't know that which are those 5 teams. I was super excited. I somewhere knew that RCB is going to buy a women's team, but I was not sure about it. But once it was announced that, okay, fine, RCB is there, I was like, fine, now RCB is there, that though I know, but I don't know whether I'll be a part of RCB team or not. That was another challenge for me to face, and I was like, please God, fingers crossed, I hope I land up in RCB. Arjun sir and I decided that we're going to sit and watch the auction together. I felt like I was everywhere, but then I decided not to skip practice that day. I was like, I have to do what I've been doing all these days. So I hit the gym, then I went to my ground, started practicing. I mean, it was not an easy day for me to practice. I did have those thoughts coming, but then I didn't really fight my thoughts. I just said, let go the thoughts. It's okay. I'll face it.
At 10 lakh, do I have anybody bidding at all? Yes, I do. Thank you, Rohit.
Come on! Come on!
All done then. I'm selling to you, RCB, at 10 lakh.
I mean, that day was really very special. Started playing in my dad's academy first, then started playing for Karnataka at a very young age. I didn't know that WPL is going to happen. And then when it was announced, I didn't know I would land up in RCB. Somehow that auction day, I don't know how to say it also, that auction day gave me a lot of confidence. I started believing that I'm something special. So when I was picked by the RCB team, I had no words. My coach was there, Arjun sir was right next to me, we both were watching. That hug means a lot. Because only we both know what we've gone through in the last 5-6 years. It's been a roller coaster of a journey for us, not just me, but together. And here we've worked as a team. So that's why I think the success is not just mine, but also his. So whatever I achieve, whatever I do in my life, I share it with him. So it's not just my success, it's our success is what I would love to call it. And I cannot forget that day. It's a truly special day for both of us. I felt like I belonged to RCB. After the auction, I got multiple calls. My dad, my mom, everyone. But then there was a call from RCB team and they were like, we need a short video of you saying, you expressing your feelings. And I somewhere knew they're going to use that in the RCB Instagram page.
I've always been a diehard fan of RCB and I wanted to play for RCB and it happened. And I'm so happy and excited for the seasons. I would like to thank an RCB management for supporting and trusting me.
I'm officially on the RCB page and I was so happy. I was like, wow, Virat has been there, ABD, Maxwell, Chris Gayle, and there's Shriyanka Patil. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. I got to know I was playing and I was very happy. I'm debut for RCB. First time I'll be playing under lights, crowd in Mumbai. So I was pretty excited. And I remember the bus journey. I sat behind and in front of me, Pez and Megan Shoot. And beside me, there's Kanika Ahuja reading the book upside down. I don't know what she was reading. It said Subconscious Mind. And when I saw that, I started laughing. And I was like, only this girl can make me laugh in this situation. I was fully nervous. I didn't know what to do because the bus journey was like 1.5 hours or something and I didn't know what to do. So I was just looking around and I saw Kanika doing this and I started laughing. And then I spoke to her for a couple of minutes and then I see Pez and Megan Shoot that aram se sitting, listening to music, chill, smiling, talking. I was like, how are they even so cool and they're just calm? I was like, why am I not like this? Then I came somewhere, obviously they're legends for a reason. And then I was like, okay, fine. Maybe in a couple of years, I will also get to that stage. But now what I'm feeling, I'll just go through it. And that bus journey, I mean, 1.5 hours was like a stressful journey for me because I was like, please God, let me just get on the ground and just start my warm-up. Once I started my warm-up, I kind of felt like, okay, calm. And that is it. My memory from the first game, we batted first and then I have only practiced for last 5 balls, 6 balls. I was practicing for the finishing role and I was chilling and then 1 wicket, 2 wickets, 3 wickets fell and then I'm like, okay, I have to pad up now. And then I didn't even dream of me walking in my debut game in 11th over or 12th over. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I have so many balls. I have so many overs to face. I don't know how am I going to do it because I've only practiced for last couple of overs, last couple of balls. And I'm like, just go for it, girl. Just enjoy this feeling. And then the way I walked in, I was like fully like, let's go. I just, that's my 100th game. That's the way I walked in with fully pumped up, like a proper legend kind of a feel I had. And then Richa was there at the non-striker. The first ball I faced was Pooja Vastrakar. And I just wanted to enjoy that moment, being in the middle, enjoying that crowd. And then the first ball I faced, I still remember, I still can feel it, was a pull shot. And then when it crossed the bound, when I hit that for a 4, I was like, oh my God, the first ball I faced in the WPL was a boundary. That too, Pooja Vastrakar's bowling. I was like, wow, I can bat too. And I think I faced 13 balls, scored 25, 23 runs. That gave me a lot of confidence. It boosted my confidence to the next level because I had not even in my dreams, I had not even dreamt of me walking in the 11th or 12th over. And then me actually doing well, I took that role in a very positive way and then I expressed myself. And from there, it was just happiness. The way I batted, I was so excited for the second innings. So I came in like, okay, I'm going to get a 5 for kind of a feeling. But then the scorecard said 2 overs 32. And I'm like, I'm a bowling all-rounder. Did well in batting, but I was pathetic when it came to bowling. And I was like, okay, I thought I was the best in the world. I'm going to get 5 for each time I bowl. I had a lot of expectation, but then Hayley Matthews just took me to she really tested my bowling that day. I didn't know. I was blank. I was like, what is happening? Like 2 overs 32 and all the happiness just went down for me and I was like, oops. And the first year, I don't know, it was so much of fun, enjoyment. Though we didn't really do well, we didn't forget to enjoy that season because that was something new for us, new to me. Social media, the crowd, the attention, everything was new, and I just wanted to embrace it. I just wanted to take everything in a very positive way and be myself. After the first edition of WPL, we didn't get the result we wanted. We lost 5 games in a row, and it was a little disappointed. We were all disappointed. We wanted to win the trophy, as everyone wants to. But then after the first season, I again came back as like I have to work even more harder. I have to become a better person, better player in all 3 departments when it comes to cricket, not just my bowling, but also batting and fielding, because I'd already got the taste of how WPL was growing. And then before the second season, the scenarios, the practice, the training, I just took another step. I was like, I can't just be in the same page. I have to go one step higher. And all I was thinking was winning the cup for RCB. I had a back injury before the second season. I didn't know whether I'll be playing the first couple of games. I was not sure. And I was a little disappointed. I was getting irritated. I was like, why? I hate injuries. Why does this happen? And then the medical team, but they were so amazing. They just wanted me to play and nothing else. They were working towards it. And then Malo sir, who has always been there for me, he's always looked after me like a small kid. He's like, Patil, it's okay, you'll be ready. You trust me? I said, yes, sir. And when you know all these people are supporting you, even through a thick or thin, it makes you feel safe. And I felt very safe. Then somehow they all managed to put me back on the field. I started playing, and it was a very special feeling for me. Okay, I'm fit now. I can play all the games, and I was happy. I slept, I woke up, I got ready, I freshened up, everything in the team bus. I was like, my God, we had a bunch of people in a bike who took us from the hotel to the ground, and it was like amazing. We were all taking videos, we were all enjoying that ride. Once we kind of entered that Chinnaswamy Road, everyone, the fans were wearing the RCB jersey, cheering RCB. Obviously, when I was a kid, since I was a kid, I've been doing that. I get down from the metro, when I see the RCB bus passing, I'll be like, RCB, RCB. I keep searching where Virat is sitting. And then I am in the team bus. The crowd around us was just so loud. And that was very special feeling because the fan base, it was amazing. That's when the real journey started. The first game was against UP Warriors. We were batting first, and I went into bat when there were a couple of balls left. The first ball, I think I missed it. I tried to reverse it, and I think I missed it. And then the last ball of the innings, bowled by Eccleston. I was not thinking anything. I was like, I didn't know. It was not planned or something. I was like, wherever she bowls, I'm going to swing hard. And she bowled a full toss, a low full toss. And then I just swung as hard as I could. And then it went for a 6. I was like, whoa, I hit Eccleston for a 6. I was flying. And then I was happy. Obviously, we finished our innings by a 6, and it was hit by Shriyanka Patil, the great. After that, we had to bowl. Didn't execute my plans as I wanted to. Gave a couple of boundaries, got hit, and then it was a very dicey match, but I'm happy that we won the game. I mean, the Bangalore leg didn't really go according to me. I was very disappointed. I personally thought I disappointed my family, my fans, the whole crowd, because I had a lot of expectation that I have to perform in front of my own home ground, my own people. but I failed to do it. I kind of took that blame. I said, this is all my fault. But then the whole management, Malo sir, Smriti, they didn't really blame me. They kind of supported me. They stood by me. I was at long gone. Haley Matthews hit and then I saved a boundary. And then I got injured, but I fielded the whole innings. And then I went and then I got to know I had a small fracture. I think that injury was somewhere a turning point for me. It gave a pause for what has happened and kind of gave me the time to think and reflect. So in a way, I'm grateful that the injury happened. I kind of bounced back even more stronger. I mean, I really thought after the injury, I'm going to miss a couple of matches. I also had a thought, are they going to replace me with another player? Lot of thoughts, but then Luke, Malo sir, Smriti, they were like, even with one hand, we want you to play. And that gave me a lot of confidence, and that was a turning point for me. The way I bowled, the way I performed in Bangalore leg, I forgot the whole first leg, and then when I landed in Delhi, I was a different person, different player altogether, and it's just them believing in me and trusting in me, saying that no matter what, you will do it for us. And that gave me a lot of confidence, and from there, I didn't even look back. I just said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it my all. My comeback game was against DC. Before that game, the practice sessions went on really well. I took Malo sir, and then I said I want to do some spot bowling because I wanted my rhythm. I wanted to get back my rhythm. So those couple of days I will never forget because that gave me a lot of confidence to play my comeback game. And when I played against DC, I just wanted to express myself, enjoy that game. I got a 4-4. I got Meg Lanning out. I always wanted to get a wicket. And when I got a wicket, I really felt it. As like all these years I've been visualizing, I've been manifesting to get such legends out. When I got Meg Lanning out, I had this feeling, wow, I'm one of the best bowlers. And continued to get 4 wickets, but ended up on a losing side, lost by 1 run. I remember that Richa and I were batting. I had not even faced a single ball in that innings. But still I was sitting and crying after the game. Towards the end of the league phase and qualifications, eliminators, all of that in the head, losing by 1 run is always hard to take. And we both felt it because we were in the middle. And I just sat and I didn't know what to do but just cry. I just didn't know what was happening around me, but I was just so upset that I had to cry because I didn't know how else to let go of that loss. It was very hard to take it. Everyone, Jemmy, Radha, Aru, everyone kind of came to me. They're like, it's okay. But I know it wasn't okay for us. Funny thing happened in all of this was my physios came running. They thought I injured my finger again, but not even a single bit of that happened. I was just upset. I was crying purely based on the result. The eliminator against MI. I mean, I can never forget that match. 20 of 18, Pez coming, talking to us, just giving that high five. I mean, we never thought that we were losing that game. We were just enjoying that moment. We were not thinking about the result. We didn't have any expectations. We wanted to live in that moment because we've come one step ahead from the previous season, the eliminator. We just wanted to express everything, give it our all. When I came into bowl, I was just happy. I just wanted to express myself, not look at the scoreboard, think a lot. I created a chance in my last over. And then last ball of my spell, I got Harry D's wicket. And that kind of flipped everything. From there on, Asha is coming, Renuka is coming, Smriti is jumping. I mean, if I just close my eyes, I can feel it. Everything's happening. Pez is like, let's go, girls. Everyone was so pumped up. That wicket gave us a lot more. I mean, that wicket gave us energy, smile. They were all jumping, we were all jumping, we were everywhere. And then Sophie Molyneux doing what she can do. The way she bowled the 19th over was again a game changer over. The way she had bowled in the whole tournament was amazing. But particularly that over kind of changed everything. And then followed by Asha, her celebration. We won the game from nowhere. Final day was not just another day. I couldn't sleep. Thoughts coming. I hardly slept. Super excited. I didn't know what to do. I was going there, here, finished my warm-up early. All of that happened. Everything was all over. We bowled first. The first 6 overs. I don't know what was happening. I am at short third. Sophie Molyneux was in point. Renuka was there. We were all looking at each other and we're like, 6 overs 60. I was calculating. I was like, okay, 6 overs 60. So end of 20 overs, they might even score 200. And how are we going to chase? I was thinking a lot standing in short third. And then Sophie Molyneux comes, gets 3 wickets in 1 over. And the whole thinking changed. I was like, okay, we got 3 wickets. Shefali Verma, Alice Capsey and Jemima. And all those 3 wickets we had actually sat down the previous day. We planned as a bowling unit with Smriti. And 90% we executed and we got them out. And that was a big win for us as a bowling unit. And then from there on, we didn't look back. I came in, got Meg Lanning out again. Second time, I was jumping, I was happy. Then I ended up getting 4 wickets. Then Asha did what she is capable of doing. And then it was a proper spinner show, I would say. The bowling unit was just amazing. From 6 overs 60 to 113, we restricted them to 113. And then we were all so happy. We were like, our job is done. Now it's left to the batters. And I got the purple cap. I didn't even know. And Ravi Shastri was interviewing me. And he said, hi Shriyanka, Ravi this side. I was like, what? I've heard his commentary, his voice. Namaskara Bengaluru, the way he gets his tone, it's just amazing. And then he was interviewing me. I was like, wow. I mentioned I'm a different beast, and that kind of went viral. I was a different beast in that Delhi leg, from just getting 2 or 3 wickets in first couple of matches and coming here and wearing the purple cap on the finals was very special feeling. I miss wearing the purple cap and playing a game, but I was grateful. I was lucky. I was happy. After the first leg, when I got injured, when we came to Delhi, when I met Arjun sir, he's like, I want you to get the purple cap. And it's not over yet. He said, from here on, getting 5-4, then 4. He was planning like how many wickets so that you come on top. So he's like, you're going to get the purple cap. I somewhere have that gut feeling. And then I was like, yes, I will do it. And I didn't say it for the sake of saying it, but I believed in it. I was like, yes, why not? I want to do it and I can do it. I want to do it for the team, for RCB. When I got that purple cap for real, and when I wore it, I just thought about Arjun sir and I was like, we finally did it. because I know how much hard work we both have put in. His efforts, his sacrifices, his planning, his thought process, what different I can do to make her a better bowler. We were all sitting in the dugout. We had our own seats. So we were not allowed to get up and go this side, that side while the match was happening. So the physios were standing. We were all sitting in our particular places. And then we were all like, oh my God, just score these runs as soon as possible so we can lift the trophy, we can touch the trophy. And then when Richa hit the ball over covers, we did it. Because from nowhere in that eliminator to reaching the finals, and in that finals, the first 6 overs, and then from there, we didn't look back. We just gave it our all, and then we winning the trophy was a special feeling. I was wearing the pads. I ran, Renuka ran, Meghna ran, everyone together we ran, and we just enjoyed the moment. We hugged each other. I jumped on Renuka, I jumped on Kate Cross, and the cute hug, I will never forget. The cute hug, Smriti and me hugging, was one of the cutest memory for me. Near the pitch, she came with a lot of joy, with a lot of happiness in her eyes. She came and she hugged me, and that was very cute. And from there, lifting the trophy was a magical moment. Before that, the video called, Nikhil saw a video called Virat, and I was like, who are they all talking to? And then I went, Virat Kohli. We were like, yeah, we did it. And he was celebrating with us. Felt like a family. Planned how to celebrate, how to do all of that. In front of mirror, I was practicing, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump like this. I'm going to celebrate like this. But I forgot everything. I did what I wanted to do. I was a kid. Jumping, playing with those celebration ka, whatever you call those, playing with it, sleeping, whatnot. I did everything because I wanted to live that moment to the fullest, enjoy everything, every bit, and we did it. And I just enjoyed, danced, played TT, whatnot, and that was the day for me. March 17th, I will never forget.